Today we want to focus on a truly extraordinary figure, a woman who lived a spiritual experience of rare intensity and depth, an intimate and constant dialogue with our Lord Jesus Christ. Before you start, subscribe to our channel and activate the bell. We are talking about Gabrielle Bossis, a fascinating and deeply spiritual personality who left us a legacy of precious writings that testify to her personal dialogue with God, a dialogue that has become a source of inspiration for countless people seeking a deeper connection with the divine. Gabrielle was born into a wealthy family and grew up in an environment that, at least on the surface, offered her a comfortable life free from material worries. But behind this apparent serenity, her heart was constantly in turmoil, searching for a deeper meaning to her existence. Her encounter with the Catholic faith marked a turning point in her life. From that moment, Gabrielle began a journey of intense spirituality, which led her to immerse herself ever more deeply in her relationship with God. One of the most striking features of Gabrielle's spirituality is the simplicity and spontaneity with which she addresses God and with which God responds to her. In her writings, collected in the diary entitled Him and I, God manifests himself as a loving father, always present and ready to dialogue with the soul that opens itself to him. Gabrielle recounts her mystical experiences with humility and sincerity, revealing a direct communication with the Lord, an intimate dialogue that touches the heart of anyone who reads it. Let us listen to these profound words, the fruit of an intimate and transformative dialogue between Gabrielle Bossis and God. In a particularly significant moment, God addresses her with these verses. When you speak, or even when you think in a haughty way, it comes from your lowliness. When you make yourself the servant of others, it exalts you. These words invite us to reflect on humility and the true meaning of service to others. God reminds us that arrogance and pride are not signs of greatness, but on the contrary, they are manifestations of our fragility and baseness. Instead, when we put ourselves at the service of others, with love and without ulterior motives, it is then that we truly elevate ourselves, not in the eyes of the world, but in the eyes of God, who sees and appreciates our every gesture of genuine charity. And again, at another point in his dialogue with Gabrielle, God says to her, "Do you know what I will ask you today? To learn to speak well of others. What a noble habit! How it would make me happy! What a lesson you would spread! There are always some good things, even in those who seem to be full of defects. Do you want to try today and continue for all tomorrows until your death?" Gabrielle replies, "Yes, my Lord, but I don't know what to do. It's always the words of criticism that come out first." And God continues by telling her, "Do you remember the two-wheeled carriages? When the horse got skittish, you had to tighten the bit and hold the reins. In the same way, hold back the impulse and reflect. It will be for me. When it's for me, what can it cost?" These short but powerful passages offer us a valuable lesson. The virtue of speaking well of others, of striving to see the good even in people who seem the most difficult to appreciate. God invites us to develop the habit of praising the positive qualities in others, a practice that would not only gladden his heart, but would also have a positive impact on our community, spreading love, understanding, and peace. These passages highlight the depth of the relationship that Gabrielle had developed with God, a relationship based on a disarming familiarity and total trust. Her life was completely permeated by the divine presence, and every gesture, however humble, became an act of love and devotion. Let us listen then to these further words of wisdom, taken from the intimate dialogue between God and Gabrielle Bossis. In one passage, God asks her, "Could you not suppress all those little useless thoughts that serve neither you, nor your neighbor, nor God, and put in their place a loving adoration, the desire for my kingdom, the zeal for the salvation of your brothers? They would be like houseplants that embellish the living rooms." This invitation urges us to reflect on the value of our thoughts and how we can direct them towards good. Often our mind is crowded with useless thoughts, futile worries, distractions that bring no benefit to us or to others. God suggests that we replace these thoughts with something higher and nobler, a loving adoration, an ardent desire for His kingdom, and a sincere zeal for the salvation of our brothers. These thoughts, like plants that adorn a hall, can beautify our spirit, making it a more welcoming and pleasant place for the divine presence. God continues, offering further spiritual guidance. Password: hope in your God, a boundless hope. This short but powerful message reminds us of the importance of hope, a hope that knows no limits and that is deeply rooted in trust in God. In a world often marked by uncertainty and fear, this invitation to cultivate boundless hope in the Lord is a call not to let ourselves be discouraged by difficulties, but to believe firmly in the goodness and power of God, who guides and sustains us at all times. These messages from Jesus to Gabrielle are a powerful invitation to all of us to never lose hope, even in the most difficult moments of our lives. They remind us that God is always present, ready to support us and transform our pain into a new opportunity for spiritual growth. Gabrielle's unshakable trust in divine goodness, even in the face of the hardest trials, is a shining example for all of us. Gabrielle Bossis, with her life and her writings, invites us to look beyond appearances, to discover the divine in everyday life, and to live each day as an opportunity to love God and our neighbor. Following her example, we can learn to live a life of service, love, and gratitude, certain that each of our gestures, even the simplest, can become an act of glorification of the Lord. Password: hope in your God, a boundless hope. Share this quote, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching this video to the end. See you next time.